Welcome or welcome back, and I need help at c-squared. In this example, we have a polynomial function, and we have almost the prime factorization. And we need to answer to some question. First of all, they ask us to use the leading coefficient test to determine the graph end behavior. So this is the thing I'm going to use to find the end behavior. For that reason, if you notice, I need to find the degree and the leading coefficient. So let's take a look to this polynomial, and we notice here we have an x square, right? If we square that term, x minus 3 square, that factor, we get an x square. But we have another x square here, right? So we have an x square and an x square. And if we multiply by negative 3, right, what do we get? We get a negative 3x to the 4th power, right? So that can be done mentally, right? And we notice now the degree it's even, and the leading coefficient is negative. So even, negative, we're gonna go and be right here. So the graph is down, down. I expect to see a graph that is down on here on the left side, down here on the right side. Okay. We don't know what's happening in the middle, but we're gonna find out because you're gonna answer to part B, the intercept. So for the intercept, we're gonna set up the function to 0, and we have here what? Negative 3 x minus 3 square and x square minus 1, right? And we notice this x square minus 1 can be factored out, right? This is a difference of square. And we have what? X minus 1, x plus 1. Okay, so now let's take a look a little bit to what's going on here. We have this factor x minus 3. If we make that equals to 0, we get x equals 3, which gives us an x-intercept of 3 and 0. We have this factor x minus 1, which you're going to make equals to 0, we get x equals 1, which is going to give us another intercept, 1 and 0. And the last one, x plus 1, right, is going to give us what? X equals negative 1, and the y-intercept will be negative 1 and 0. Okay. And now, based on the multiplicity, we can say if the graph crosses the x-axis or touches the x-axis. And look at here. Oops, I forgot here the square. We have these two here, That means here touches. All right. And this one is a power of 1. So that means cross here. Crosses on both of them, right? That's the last part of this part B, and now we can go to the last two questions, C and D. And on C they ask us the y-intercept. For the y-intercept, we're gonna make x equals 0, so we have here f of 0, and we have what? We have negative 3 times 0 minus 3 to the 2nd power times 0 square minus 1, which is going to be what? Negative 3 times negative 3 square times negative 1. That would be negative 3 times 9 times negative 1. That will be 27. So the intercept is 0 and 27. Okay, which is going to be very important to graph this polynomial function. And determine whether the graph has the y-axis, symmetry, origin, or neither. Okay, so one more time, remember this important step to find the y-intercept. And this is for symmetry. If the function is odd, we have origin. If the function is even, the y-axis. This one is neither. If you FOIL it, which I wouldn't advise you, you will notice this is neither. Okay, why? Because there are so many things that we get odd and even function there if you at the end, and is going to be neither. So no symmetry in this case. No symmetry. Okay, and now we can move to the last part right here, where I'm going to try to graph our guy. Okay, so we have the zeros, which was what? 3, 1, and -1, right? 3, 1, and -1, right? So -1 somewhere here, +1 somewhere here, and 3 here, right? And if you remember, this behavior was down, down, right? So, and I'm gonna start from here. Remember, this is touching, crossing the x-axis. Is gonna go, oops, is gonna go turn somewhere. Again, cross is a 1. Eventually it's gonna turn somewhere. And then here is very important. At 3 is gonna touch and go back, and you see it's down, down. So yeah, if you put all these things together, we get down, down. And by the way, this one should be another important point. We found out the y-intercept. In fact, you can really see here the exact picture, and you see our sketch was pretty accurate. If you enjoyed this video clip, don't forget to click the like button and come back on C-Square for more help. Thank you.